Hey guys, Brody here with Squids Pressure Washing LLC, Kansas City's highest rated exterior cleaning company and a veteran owned business. So first and foremost, I would like to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I know we're just a couple days away, but I also want to say thank you to all the subscribers. I have over 250, which in my wildest dreams I had no idea that I would get to even 250. I started making these videos to help people on the Pressure Washing Resource Association forum, and we've even got some subscribers that have said some pretty foul stuff to me, and they're sticking around and still watching videos, so it can't be too bad. But I am over the moon to have over 250 subscribers. I know the content's a little choppy, it's inconsistent, so that really does mean a lot. And I know I say it every time, but it is my full intention to get some videos up that are scheduled and the content's a little cleaner, and maybe some intros and outros and the whole shebang, a little fancier. But I was trying to move some bleach out of, here, I'll spin it around, out of some barrels, trying to move some of that out so I can get rid of those barrels in the pallet before the winter, and put them in some smaller containers just to get them tucked aside, and winterizing the trailer today since it's actually pretty nice. It's colder inside than it is outside, and I'm too cheap to turn the heat up. But when I was moving some bleach, I noticed that my pump in a box wasn't working. The fan was working great, the pump wasn't running. So I took the lid off, and this thing was actually full of bleach and water. So no matter how much I flush the pump out, it's not going to be very helpful if I don't have some drain holes or something in the bottom of this to keep bleach out. I'll even show you. That's what I dumped out of the bottom of it. So there was a lot. It was sitting in a lot, and I got to get that hose down and get that fuse out of there. But anyway, long story short, I started to take this apart, cut the wires off because I didn't make it super easy to get out of here, which is lesson learned number one. Make it easier to get out of your box, or don't put it in a box. Put it somewhere where it's open to the air, but maybe keep some sunlight off of it, because the duty cycle on this is affected on your 12-volt pumps. The duty cycle is affected by heat, so you should probably figure out a way to keep it cool, and maybe that fan wasn't doing as good of a job as open air will. So I'll probably scrap the box once I get, in this winter I've got a lot of time to get that put back together, and this may go in that. Well, it will go in that, but it will also have a vent on one side so that it can breathe. But didn't make it very easy to get out of there, so I got to cut some of this stuff out. I used the anti-corrosion stuff, and it seemed to work pretty good on all the metal parts. The one spot I missed is right here in this little, oh, I got pump parts falling apart. I took it apart so I could take a look, and then of course I got it apart and this just kind of flopped out. But these pieces you can purchase replacements for. You can purchase replacements for all of this stuff. Now the motor looks great. I got to clean it up a tiny bit, but this is all completely sealed. And the pump itself looks pretty dang good too, for running as much SH through it as has been through it. So if I can't get this apart, I can buy another one of those. So you just got to go to the Delavan website, or you got to call Delavan, Delavan, and you can find some replacement parts. Or Pressure Tech actually has a handful of replacement parts now on their website. So I got to get it back together. I got to order this. A lesson learned number 2 or 3, I forget where we're at. Fill that with silicone or something so that the SH doesn't get in there, but also leave the pump vertical and up off the ground in case it starts leaking bleach everywhere. But again, these are relatively simple to rebuild. It's just a bunch of screws, and then it goes back together like Legos. Pretty inexpensive too, if I remember correctly. But this is about the only pump I don't have a spare of. So who knew? Who knew this would be the one that went bad? I did, because I didn't have a spare. But got a lot of time to fix it yet. Won't start back up till February. There's probably no good anymore of those fuses there. But again, these can be rebuilt. And if you don't use them all the time, like we don't, we downstream almost everything, it's not a bad idea to set it up and install it in such a way that it's relatively maintenance free. And of course, you always want to flush it. But check out Pressure Tech, call Delavan. You can get all the replacement parts you could ever dream and hope for. So I hope that's helpful. Again, thank you guys for subscribing, and Merry Christmas. We'll see you next year.